We've all seen many calls during the past 2 years. Internal communication is now more important than ever, and leaders need to communicate with employees more than ever before. These statements are true, but like many leaders, you may have found yourself wondering, yeah, but what exactly does that mean? What does more communication look like exactly? And how do we go about it? These are important questions because I'm sure many people, especially leaders, have had the misfortune of feeling pressured or in most cases forced into seemingly communicative activities that felt counterproductive, stressful, and a huge waste of time. Now, clearly it isn't enough to just repeat more communication, more communication, more communication. It sounds like a mantra, because then you have organizations trying out practices that employees don't want or even passionately hate, like programs like Looking at You, Zoom happy hours. Now, after 2 years, people should not have to still be confused about this. So for the sake of better clarity, let's address this question of what it actually means to communicate more and how to specifically go about it. Employees don't want just more communication willy-nilly. It has to be directed with a specific purpose, and in my opinion, that purpose should be transparency. Now, transparency is going to have to be the defining theme for communication throughout the rest of the pandemic and beyond. And I need to stress the word beyond, because I assure you, we are never ever going back to the way things used to be in the workplace pre-pandemic with regards to leadership and communication. What do employees want in terms of transparency about exactly? What do they really want in terms of transparency? Now, anything going on that affects them, such as where they're going to work, how they're going to work, what they're going to be working on, and so on. Even when clear decisions haven't been reached about these things, be transparent about where you're at with the deliberation process. For example, when the news of Omicron variant was first being circulated, you can bet that employees were feeling anxious about what was going to happen. Many of them had just come back to the office and they were beginning to feel a great relief. Now the thoughts are they going to have to go remote again? These uncertainties causes a lot of anxiety, and if you don't know the answers yet, that's okay. Keep them in the loop of your decision-making process. That in itself is reassuring. Now, granted, being this transparent amounts to a lot of information, especially during this pandemic, since company policies and guidelines have had to frequently pivot in response to whatever was going on at the time. Now, that's happening around the world. A high volume of information requires frequent and constant communication. But the good thing is that this is what most employees want. One study found that 90% of employees wanted communication from their organization's leadership at least once a week. This kind of frequent internal communications keeps employees motivated. It maintains their buy-in for the company's goals. It maintains their buy-in for the company's objectives. And most importantly, it boosts retention. So in short, the purpose of your communication, your defining theme of your communication should be transparency.